Hello and welcome to Moneylife. This is Sucheta Dalal. This week, let's talk about Davos. Yup, the Davos jamboree or show business that happened at taxpayers' expense. Now, Davos and the World Economic Forum happens every year. Undoubtedly, it is the supreme arena for business optics. You're a top businessman, and even more if you're a world leader, then you make news at the formal plenary sessions. High power networking occurs at private parties in a country which, to us Indians, is better known for the Swiss money safety that it offers people. So, businessmen and Swiss banks and Swiss money, we all know about it, right? For decades. So, people want to make a beeline to Davos. This time, it's all our politicians, chief ministers, deputy CMs, all of them heading their way to the Swiss Alps. Now, if you ask me if businessmen want to go there for whatever reason, if their shareholders approve it, even if they are accompanied by their wives who want to frolic in the snow, that's all very well because it's done at their expense. We begin to question only when it is people's elected representatives accompanied by massive taxpayer funded entourages hiring expensive pavilions, go there and sign documents which they say are global MoUs, bringing business to India. And it's a feat of their ability to persuade people to come here. That's when we have to start asking questions and we have to look closely. Now, what do we find? That most of the time, the deals that they've signed could have been done in Vidhan Sabhas within their country, whether it's Mumbai or Hyderabad or elsewhere. But no, they went on a taxpayer funded junket, right? Of course, they put out numbers which seem to sanctify all of this. So, officially, India's presence in Davos is supposed to be worth 30 lakh crore of business. That's how much they have drummed up. A total effort with four union ministers, six chief ministers, a few deputy CMs, and high power teams. Of course, I'm going to talk about it a lot more because there are a lot more costs to it which you need to know about. It was a very, very large political and business delegation. Following them was this big media presence, influencers, media teams, actors, to be able to drum up this sense that this was a big international event and our chief ministers represented India and got so much of business. How much? By one estimate, 30 lakh crore of MOUs were signed. Remember, what is an MOU? A memorandum of understanding, which means that it may or may not get converted into actual business. 30 lakh crore sounds like an economic revolution, right? Look closely, and it's more about Indian wine in Swiss bottles. Let's start with Maharashtra. So, Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis announced deals worth a staggering 14.5 crore in a single day. Look closer. Most of the international commitments were from domestic giants Reliance, Adani, Tata's, elsewhere, Raheja's, Infosys, and the biggest of them, Lodha developers. Embarrassingly enough, the biggest deal, 1.3 lakh crore for data centers, was signed with Abhishek Lodha. Who is he? The son of Cabinet Minister Mr. Lodha, which means it could have been signed in Mantralaya. Now, the innovation city, third Mumbai with the Tatas, haven't we all heard about it for a long time? Did it need to be signed in Switzerland? Now, let's come to the Adani Group. 6 lakh crore pledged by them for integrated ecosystem. Reliance Industries committed to even more massive artificial intelligence ready data centers, not just in Maharashtra, but in other states as well, because they're big. In fact, these two giant groups, there was a time when Indians used to hyphenate Tata Birla, no longer. It is Adani Ambani, right? So they are hyphenated in the public mind these days for their relentless domestic expansion. Every business goes to them. In fact, this even became an election issue in the recent Mumbai municipal elections. Raj Thakre's presentation, if you've forgotten. Other notable deals, K. Raheja Corp. We have seen it for decades as a builder, this time AI and fintech project. SR Renewables, who doesn't know, another 8,000 crore project. Did any of these Indian deals with Indian businessmen justify an expensive trip to Davos? This is not just Maharashtra and it is being justified. What do they say? We have foreign tie-ups. That's why it had to be abroad. Now let's look at that closely. Indian delegations signed up with foreign companies for the Davos effect. Okay, so let's look. Mumbai Metropolitan Regional Development Authority signed a mega deal with 10 firms. Two of them, Sumitomo Realty and Development of Japan, Brookfield of Canada for renewable energy and real estate investment trusts. Do a simple Google search. You will find that Sumitomo has been in India since the 1950s. Brookfield has been here since 2014. Other deals, the beer giant Carlsberg, Skoda Auto Volkswagen. They have been here since 2007. That's decades, okay? Not few years, not 5, not 11, much longer. Now let's go to Telangana. Its pitch was deep tech, signed 20 MoUs worth 1.79 lakh crore. But with whom? The biggest deal was with Amazon AW for data centers. All of you use Amazon. We had to go to Davos to sign it. The others were Sun Petrochemicals for pumped storage and solar energy, Infosys for an IT hub, very, very desi. Jharkhand Green energy was its pitch. Who does it sign up with? Tata Steel. Andhra Pradesh with ArcelorMittal. Yes, Lakshmi Mittal. The company may be based in Luxembourg, but it has taken over very, very Indian companies and has an Indian presence apart from an Indian background. Uttar Pradesh signed a deal with SAIL Industries, SAEL. It's a Delhi headquartered company, has plants, biogas plants in Punjab, Haryana, and Rajasthan. Now, who were the real new to India companies that justified a trip to Davos and justified global marketing? Believe it or not, there were three. Okay, one was Antora Energy, a US based green tech company which is planning to invest in thermal batteries. There's Nuclear of Slovakia, looking at modular reactors, and there's Sargad LLC, which has signed up for an aerospace project in Telangana. Their combined investment is a fraction, a tiny fraction, I think it's about 7,000 crores, of the claimed Davos haul. Importantly, when a nationwide conversion is only 35%, remember I told you MOUs don't have to be converted into projects. This is just a memorandum of understanding. It's not the final project. So about 35% in the last few years have got converted. Maharashtra, of course, says no, 75% have been converted, but it's not really backed by hard data. And in any case, a project takes 3 to 5 years, so I don't know the basis of this claim. I couldn't find any. Contrast this with the second largest economy, China. It maintains a low key presence and engages through bilateral meetings, not by hiring expensive pavilions. So remember, for this 5 day period in Davos, hotel rates go up sky high. Every branding opportunity pavilion that you have costs a lot more. And India has all of this. India wants to make a splash because with so many CMs and ministers, somebody has to pay for it and make it worth their while, right? You want to know what really happened at Davos that was worthwhile? It got signed later, but the mother of all deals, the only real historic breakthrough was on the sidelines of the Davos summit. It was at a government to government level. It was the India European Union Free Trade Agreement. Okay? This breaks an 18-year stalemate, slashing tariffs on European cars from about 110% to 10%, ensures 99% of Indian exports enter the EU duty free, providing a new option for India's exports, which have been crushed by Trump tariffs. This is big. Unlike MOUs, which we don't know what will happen, these free trade agreements will actually save exporters up to 4 billion euros annually. It will increase our competitiveness as exporters at a time when we really need it and we are facing tariffs. And of course, all this will have many repercussions in India because Indian industrialists also will want competitive rates and it may have a cascading effect. So the big thing that happened was on the sidelines, had nothing to do with all these chief ministers who took a trip at our expense. In fact, let's look at the opportunity cost of Davos. Like I said repeatedly, 4 union ministers, the National Security Advisor, 6 chief ministers of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, and Jharkhand. Yes, some tiny states did not come back with much business. Couple of deputy CMs, from Gujarat and Karnataka, high level delegations from Uttar Pradesh and Kerala. Who paid for it? You, one way or the other. Each of them had a large entourage comprising bureaucrats, public relations teams, state sponsored pavilion staff. In fact, the cost for each state individually, the presence and the team, depending on how big it was 40 crores to 60 crore. Many actually came back almost empty handed. They may have had something tiny to show as a face saver, but literally empty handed and an MOU. We don't know what happens to it. Attracting global business, especially companies that can create jobs, set up manufacturing facilities in India, doesn't happen with a once in a year, 5 day global networking meet. It is driven by market fundamentals, by providing genuine ease of doing business, world class infrastructure, and a corruption and red tape free working environment. These are the basics. They will come flocking to you. You don't have to go abroad and do drama to be able to attract them. Those who have learned to deal with India after being here for 10 odd years as foreign companies, they went along because you have to do business. And sometimes you're asked to come there and sign your MOUs. Every state represented in Davos, now this is the important thing. Every state represented at Davos has its own branded summits in India. Vibrant Gujarat, most famous, you've heard of it. Magnetic Maharashtra, Advantage Assam, Sunrise Andhra Pradesh, Telangana Rising, Momentum Jharkhand, and other global investor summits by Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, Bengal, all the guys who went there, as well as those who didn't go there. This annual drama happens domestically, either in their states or sometimes they come along to Mumbai because it's a financial capital and host this domestic circus over here. That doesn't get you business. You now need to go to Switzerland because state level extravagances have failed. Make up your mind. Either you spend here or you spend there. Either this works or that. The reality is Davos has become a competitive vanity project. This CM goes, I have to go. He takes 100 people, I have to take 200. He pushes 20 businessmen to come, I will want 40. The union government sanctions it. Who pays for it? We. The signing is pure theater. It's a PR festival, photo ops. Every journalist who is interviewing them is from India, going along from here. Very few, barring probably one union minister, was ever at an international plenary session or a discussion, even on the sidelines. Global media also, barring those who have an Indian presence, don't care. So let's decide. The goal is to sign contracts with Indian conglomerates. The venue is redundant. The real goal cannot be signing MOUs. The real goal should be to deliver a corruption and friction free environment to do business, to create jobs, and then people from all over the world will naturally come to India because we have a huge market and a huge population. We are just waiting. If things are right, people will be banging at our doors. You do not need to go to Davos to invite them or to get a photo opportunity. Do you agree? It's our money. Time you think about it and ask questions. Thank you.